on Helene, people in Western North Carolina were drowning in their houses this weekend. Others were losing everything. President Biden was at his beach house, and Vice President Harris was hosting political fundraisers on the West Coast. Is there a reason that they could not be here?
All right, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Oh my God, he's going in the water. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
America and Americans, you and I, are waking up to the truth. But not only are Americans waking up, I believe this whole world is waking up, and we're seeing past the lines and looking at the corrupt leadership that we currently have right now, and the corrupt political system, the corrupt governmental system that has wicked agendas, that is trying to push it on to this generation. And there's devastating things. Guys, we're gonna check out this devastating event that's been happening, Hurricane Helene, and how many people have lost their life. Countless body bags, countless people who have been losing their life tragically because of this. And what is the response for FEMA? They sent only $750 to the people who need immediate help. $750. And I don't know if you've been across all the news platforms and been staying up to date with current events, but if you don't know, they have been allowing illegal immigrants to come into our country. And supposedly the only reason that they want them here is so that they can have more votes for a certain candidate, which we both know who we're talking about, so that when election time comes, they can have 20 million extra people who can vote. But here's the thing, they have been giving those people, those illegal immigrants, millions of dollars. But when it came to their own American people, only $750. That cannot help any person, especially under this economic crisis. It cannot help anybody in major ways. So I want you to see this corrupt system, but we're not only going to look at this, we're going to look at the people's response who are actually in the middle of this right now. And this is very, very sad. Many of you will probably cry at this. And so today I'm actually going to show you this video. This is from my friend Cap Chatfield. He made this video. It's a great job. Original link is down below. I am going to have to stop this just a few times just for copyright issues to give commentary, but I'm going to try to play this as much as I can without any pauses or stops because I want you to see the truth and I don't want to interrupt that whatsoever. And I will just say this before we hop into this. It's a sad day that we live in, that we have to almost censor the truth and we have to watch out what we say in America, the land of free speech. It's mind-boggling that America was built on free speech, yet we can't even talk publicly on here about things we want to talk about without it getting censored or demonetized. So I'm going to try my best to do this in a way where I don't get demonetized and I don't get taken off or banned. So I'm going to play this for you. Please watch this. And this will probably bring you to tears for some of you.
You know what FEMA just told us? We can't get you a phone. I have no ID. I have no way to pay for food. He has no way to get gas. We're stuck. So we have to sleep in a car that's leaking with the same clothes we've had on since
So the more I'm looking into this whole situation, the worse it's getting. We really need to talk about what's happening in North Carolina specifically. I don't know if this is happening in other areas. I've only heard about North Carolina. My mom lives in North Carolina. She's not too far away from what happened. She lost power for about 4 days, but like everything is fine. Their roads were fine. But there are areas where that's not the case. Right now in particular, Chimney Rock has been told that their entire town is federal property now. They can't even go back to their homes. There are bodies that are laying in the water. There are bodies that are laying under trees and in the debris, and they can't get to their family members. The federal government has said that that land and all of those bodies are now federal property. The federal government is not wanting to identify any of the bodies. They're just wanting to bulldoze over it and not even count how many people this natural disaster, if you want to call it that, has caused.
Imagine having family members that have lost their life and you don't even have permission or have the ability to get to them to give them a proper burial. That's messed up. What did she say? They just want to bulldoze over them.
Furthermore, people who are trapped and who are getting shipments of supplies. There was a pastor that was going door to door handing out water, and the
good for that pastor.
Request changed from water to body bags. They need body bags, and the feds aren't picking up the bodies. They're literally leaving them to rot. So just imagine for a second, you have lost everything. Literally everything. You have no food, you have no water, and your family member who perished is literally rotting beside you.
Man.
And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing that the federal government is doing about it. You can't even get a body bag to put your family member in so that the stench stops spreading. Like, how is this America? How is this America?
Imagine needing body bags. Not one, plural. That's how bad this is. Yet you won't see this on the news because they're trying to cover it up and not make it as bad as it is. Because it's almost embarrassing to them how they've only sent $750. But yet they've given all this other... I can't get into this. Let's just watch.
There are people who have been without food and water for 6 days. The 82nd National Guard has been begging to go in and help these people, and the federal government has told them to stand down. Something evil is going on in the mountains, and we really need to talk about it. We need to put pressure on Washington to get our people the help that they need before it's too late. For some people, it already is too late. Please share this message. Please share any sort of resources that you can in the comments below. I'll be making videos here and over on my main page, which has almost 2,000 followers. We need to get help to these people as soon as possible. If you've heard about anything else, please leave it in the comments as well. As always, I look forward to hearing your thoughts about all this down below. My thoughts, my prayers, and my heart goes out to everyone affected.
This does kind of affect me too. I know I'm not in the middle of this, so I can't resonate with people, but I am in the Bible Belt. I'm in Louisiana. I know this is kind of gearing towards the Bible Belt. People are expecting this in Florida and different areas. I understand what they're going through right now, and I understand how hard this is. Because just a few hours away from me, down south a little bit, there is Hurricane Katrina. And I know the devastating stories of Hurricane Katrina back in the early 2000s. But they are saying that this right here is actually worse than Hurricane Katrina. So I know the stories of Hurricane Katrina. Imagine if this was worse. Imagine that. The body bags. People not having food or water for over 6 days, and it's still going on. Can't get help, can't get out of there, can't have any supplies for anything. And I want to point this out of what she just said. She said that this is evil. You're exactly right, young lady. This is evil what they're doing. And I might add to that, demonic. There is a demonic agenda because when Jesus came to the earth, the Bible says that he had compassion on people. We know the devil is the complete opposite of Jesus. The devil has zero compassion on people. He's a liar. He's a schemer. He doesn't want to help those who are lost and broken right now. There are people right now in this Bible burial, in this Carolina place, that they are lost, they're broken, they're in need of dire help. But this demonic agenda isn't helping them. Alright, here's the next video. I will stop it. It does say the F word at one time. I just want to bleep that out.
Nice to meet you. The people that need it.
Another.
It's up here.
Hey, buddy. I'm happy that you're coming in here. You're saying
Thank you for stopping. Let's go to
It's wiped out.
I'm a man.
We can do this tonight.
You've seen them.
You've seen them turning people away, though.
Yeah. They've turned people away for the last 2 days. 2 days, they've turned trucks and trucks and trucks.
That's where Jackie had to come back full.
We just seen water come back down here where they just turned them around, told them no.
Yeah, we just seen 2 trailer loads of water take that left.
Where y'all from?
Alabama. Everybody else.
Morristown,
North Carolina, Pennsylvania.
I work. Yeah, you got them all over the country.
That's
right here. Give me a minute.
And that man had
Here's the next video, and I just want to tell you this. You could say these are actors. Does this woman strike you as a paid actor? I don't think so. I think she's genuine.
FEMA's here. You know what FEMA just told us? We can't get you a phone. I have no ID. I have no way to pay for food. He has no way to get gas. We're stuck. So we have to sleep in a car that's leaking with the same clothes we've had on since the...
Now, it seems like it's sad because Americans are doing more right now than the actual governmental system. Americans are doing more right now. This is what America, the foundation, the backbone of America. This is what it comes down to the core. We help people. We love people. We care about people in this country. Check this out.
I love that. Confiscating everything. That we have had to beg for body bags.
Oh my gosh.
And
Same as that other girl.
homes. Bennett's funeral home got us some too, locally, Bennett's in Conover. But there's been some other people, we had phone calls and said, oh, they couldn't approve it from the state. The state had 2,000, but they couldn't approve it because they didn't have no word that there was that many bodies to cover, because we'd asked for 500. And so there's no way to even do anything with body bags, with the bodies.
Gosh.
And they haven't even been able to get to all the places to recover the bodies.
Oh,
wow.
They're griping about that.
I will say this, and I don't want to stop because I want you to see this, but you don't hear about this on the news. You really don't. You hear about this from the people that are talking, like me and this guy Cap Chatfield, that are talking about this on social media. You won't hear this on CNN or on Fox News or any of those platforms.
And so you got people that can't even leak it in, and Statesville has. It's great. Hickory's been working, but they have to wait for the FDA to approve all the insulin or whatever. And, you know, the sheriff here, he was down here somewhere. I want to introduce you to him. He is a stand-up man. Awesome. He told them to get lost. They tried to shut him down 3-4 times yesterday.
I love it.
And he ran them off.
Good job for that man.
If you and your county want FEMA to get lost, the high sheriff can do it. However, FEMA will start acting like a baby and withholding.
And
so everywhere they're getting involved, it's slowing it down.
Yes, and they even kept us from landing in 2 different places.
Oh my gosh.
For supplies. And they were turning planes around, not letting them land. Had all these pilots and people have been working nonstop 24/7 all week. And all these volunteers, some of the volunteers don't even have power. The sheriff's, his church is making dinner.
Awesome.
He has worked nonstop helping everyone. And this right here is the hero of the whole thing.
What's your name?
He's keeping everything.
Nice to meet you.
So what you're seeing is that FEMA's coming in, but instead of even accepting the help, they're just telling them, hey, we don't want it. We've got it all under control. Because in all reality, it's like a disgrace. It's honestly like a disgrace. So they're just telling them, hey, get out of here. And I'll just say this before we get into our next point. If you always just be what we call a suck up and I don't want to I want to be very careful how I say this. If you're always just a suck up to the people in power, you'll be a puppet for the rest of your life. I'm not saying every single thing that they do is bad, but a lot of the things that they tell you, it's just because they want control, they're hungry for power, and they don't have your best intention in mind. This is not in our grandparents' generation 3, 5, 6 decades ago. This is the generation where it's very wicked. That's why we need good, righteous men in the White House, in our political system, in our government, and I believe I could get a firm amen from that from a lot of people watching this. Liberal or Republican, independent, I don't care who you are, you're waking up to the truth and realizing we don't need another politician to save us. We need Jesus Christ and his hand upon our system to save us. Now, I'm not saying that just America is the only nation that needs help. We should just forget about all other countries. Other countries need America's help. America is like a big brother, and all these other countries look up to America. But America should come first. America and the people of America, and I would say Israel also needs to come first. But the American people, amongst all these other individuals in these countries and these nations, we need to put the American people first because we have a duty as Americans, as the people who are in power in America, to put our people first. This is important to know. This is an article on Newsweek, and this is during Kamala Harris's term as vice president. If you go down here, the vice president was condemned for announcing $157 million in additional aid for Lebanon as millions of Americans in the southeast U.S. who have been left devastated by Hurricane Helene. Devastated. And she has been sending this money, these finances, to these other nations. Now, these are quotes Right here. It says the people of Lebanon are facing an increasingly dire humanitarian situation. I am concerned about the security and well-being of civilians suffering in Lebanon and will continue to work to help meet the needs of all the civilians there. These are words from Harris's mouth. Once again, we see here, to the end of the United States will provide To that end, the United States will provide $157 million in additional assistance to the people of Lebanon for essential needs such as, listen to this, food, shelter, water, protection, and sanitation to help those who have been displaced by the recent conflict. This additional support brings the total U.S. assistance to Lebanon over the last year to over $385 million. Now, like I said, I don't believe that America should just forget about every other nation in this world. There are practical, real things. And a lot of this, I'm not going to get into all the details today. I believe there are some nations we shouldn't help. I believe there are some nations we should help. But I'm not saying we can't help these other nations. But we have a duty to help the American people. And these people have gone to these extent to help all these other nations. But when it came to America, and with the devastating things that have happened with Hurricane Helene, $750 won't cut it. Look what it said here. To supply needs is food, shelter, water, protection, and additionary sanctification. Look, if I scroll back to this right here, what did this girl say? Right here. She said that I've been in the same car for what she say, 6 days, I believe, wearing the same clothes. This lady right here said that she knows people. She has family there that hasn't had food or water there in the past 6 days. And they are so concerned with helping every other nation. But when people are waking up, people are waking up to the truth, and we can't hide it any longer. Now, I'll wrap it up here, but I want to show you these next few things and how the lies have been spoken on video camera, and you're going to see these lies right before your eyes and hear them for yourself, so you know I'm not making anything up.
4606, attack 14 is dead in the water. We're in a mayday situation. We have the MRAP in front of us with no way out of this water.
We have multiple people, including juveniles, trapped. Are any resources available to send our way? Over.
I have a 13-year-old, 3-year-old in a house with no oxygen, no power.
Receiving multiple 911 calls about multiple fatalities, houses collapsed.
I need help getting people out of River Street. I still can't get them all out of here.
10-4, I'm heading your way.
If they don't move any faster, we're all going to be cooked.
Says there are 25 families stuck. They painted
25 families, not individuals, families.
An X in a nearby field, needing supplies.
Just going to give you a little update. I got more information. The daughter got rescued last night from the Subaru Outback. She's at Percival School. The neighbors thought her parents were trying to get out, and a Toyota Tacoma got swept away. That's the reason we need to get down to the house to see if they're still in the house or not.
My kids and my mom will be coming out to the interstate. I need you to grab them, please.
Where are they at?
They should be coming through the woods there at the 440.
Like I said, why are they not reporting this on mainstream media platforms?
First Central and fire and search and rescue on scene. Confirmed 2 10-7s.
Thank you. 1100, you copy? Yes, sir. You can get a hold of my wife, tell her what we're doing, and then tell Amanda to get a hold of Chase's wife, Alex. Copy that. I'm on the phone with Morgan right now. Stand by. Thank you.
Go ahead.
There's a 2,000-pound propane tank coming down the main channel of the river just past our location.
No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use.
It says female. It sounds like female. FEMA.
To use on migrants. So FEMA regional administrators have been meeting with city officials on site to coordinate available federal support from FEMA and other federal agencies. Funding is also available through FEMA's emergency food and shelter program to eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request to support humanitarian relief for migrants.
FEMA inspector.
Yes.
I have a dire warning to those that are going to take the money. There is a contract at the beginning when
This just got interesting. I didn't even realize this.
when the inspector gets there, before he starts inspecting, there's a contract that the claimant has to sign. Practically illegible. The writing is so small that 12 years ago I had to use a magnifying glass, and that's when my eyes were good. In that contract, if you do not pay the money back, it is a loan.
What?
A loan. And even if it's just $1 or $750, if you don't pay it back, they have the right to seize all of your property.
That's insane. The $750 that they're saying that they're going to give people, that's a loan? It's in the contract to receive it?
Yes, there is a contract that you sign before the inspector starts his inspection. You have to sign off on it, but there is a contract inside, and they even have, even for people that could not speak English, there was a translator that I would speak into it, and it would speak to them in Spanish or translate it in writing. And they have to sign this contract for the inspector to even start the inspection. If you take that money and don't pay it back.
So as you know, the Bible says, and I believe it's Ecclesiastes 10:19, it says that money is the answer to all things. Money is. Now, of course, you have to look at that in the light of what Jesus did on the cross. Money can't get you to heaven. Money can't forgive your sins. Money can't, there's many things money can't do. You've got to look that in the context, But it is true that where a person's money goes, it's so important. And you've got to watch out for these things. What did he just say? He said there's a contract, small letters, fine print. They won't tell you that in the news stations. They won't tell you that when they come out for the press conferences. But they will show you that on these little contracts, and they have these little words in there, and they don't tell you. So messed up. And if you don't pay them back, do you realize these people lost their jobs, their houses, everything? So when they come back and say, you need to pay us back, they won't have the funds to pay you back. They won't. So they're going to what? Seize everything that they have accumulated now? It's so messed up. And this is why I tell you, people are waking up. Now, there are Americans that are helping more than even our government is helping. And this is Steve Harvey. And look at what he has to say. This will blow your mind.
Hey, it's Dr. Phil, and I am out working.
I said Steve Harvey. Dr. Phil. So sorry.
Doing some...
I said, look at Steve Harvey. He said, hey, it's Dr. Phil. Man, that's so funny. Okay.
Hurricane relief and recovery, whatever you want to call it. And all these orange shirts you see around and behind me are Samaritan's Purse. And let me tell you, these guys don't have meetings to fill out forms, to plan a meeting, to get something going. They have verbs in their sentences, they have springs in their step, and they're out making things happen. FEMA, all these other people are talking, thinking. No, not Samaritan's Purse. They're out doing things. I'm in a basement right now that's filled up knee deep at one point.
Look at that. Look at that.
I'm in a basement right now that's filled up knee deep at one point with mud. There was water over my head, soaked through the bottom of the floor into these people's house, bucket by bucket, shovel by shovel. It's time to shovel it out, take it by caravan up these stairs and get it out of here so these people can get back to living their lives. I want to keep this message alive. This is a bubble here. People in other parts of the country are living their lives because this is out of sight, out of mind. I don't want it to be. I want to make noise. I want you to see this, hear it, feel it, know it's happening. They need us. They need our help. They need our support. And most importantly, they need to know we haven't forgotten about them. Put them in your prayers, but also put them in your behaviors and let them know that you care. So, Dr. Phil, doing the work.
I love what Dr. Phil said there. Steve Harvey. I love what Dr. Phil said there. That we need to not just say these prayers. We need to put it in our behaviors. And he said that we're out here making noise, and that's so true. American people are waking up to the truth. And we cannot be deceived any longer of the lies that these people have been telling us. Once again, thanks Cap Chatfield. All those videos I found on his page. Of course, he didn't film those, but he had them on his page, and link it to his video, his channels down below. You can go check out his channel with going to that video. But I want to give you this one more opportunity before we go. I'm a traveling evangelist. That means that I travel all around the world and I preach the gospel. In about 5 to 6 weeks, I am going up to Michigan to preach the gospel for 3 days of meeting, and doors of opportunity are opening up. This upcoming Saturday, I'm actually going to an event with about 300 people. I'm going to preach the gospel there. I'm telling you, God is moving in America and all across the world. And people say that all that revival is in the past, that God isn't moving anymore. I care to differ. There is a hungry generation of men and women who want the things of God. And I've made it my mission to win this generation for Jesus Christ. I have 3 ways that you can partner with me down below. If you click the Patreon link down below, you can find all the ways to give into what God is doing in my life, going and preaching the gospel. God has given me a vision to save this generation with the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's the only thing that'll save our generation. Government, politics, the White House, anything in this world cannot save people. It's only the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I've made it my life's mission to preach that gospel on YouTube, but also in person. That takes funds though. If you would like to support me and get behind the vision God has given me, you can do so by going to the Patreon link down below. And I also have special perks and rewards for people who partner with my ministry. Not as your harvest, but as a way of saying thank you for believing in me and standing with me financially as we take this generation for the gospel. Thank you so much. The link is down below in the description as well as in the comments, and you can partner with my Patreon there below. And by the way, I have one specific system set up that if you partner at a certain amount, you can actually receive free merchandise from me to give to you just as a way of saying thank you. And I'll remind you of this one thing. Ephesians says that whatever one person makes happen for another, God will make happen for you. As you give into this ministry, I believe that God is going to open up doors of opportunity for you, and I believe that God is going to increase and He will bless you tremendously. If you believe that, can you say amen? And put your faith to action. I would love for you to go partner with me down below. Thank you so very much. I hope this video is insightful for you, and I hope you got something. And remember, this generation's lying to you, but there is one thing that will never lie to you. That is the Bible. And I have a video that's going to appear upon your screen. You can learn more about the Bible and learn more about this Christian life that you should be living for Jesus. I want you to click on that video. Love you very much. I'll see you there.